I wanted to talk about a strategy that we talk about, actually use in our videos a lot. And you could see, this is what we call an inside corner. This is a typical inside corner. Hear about inside corners for bow hunting all the time. And an inside corner, you can see open field out here, and then we have an inside corner of the cover right here. And that creates some great opportunity. And it's interesting, Dylan and I are together all the time. I think we're on 550 videos, Dylan, putting them together. And it's a lot. And Dylan started working with me in 2016, so over 4 years now, which is crazy too, to think of the changes during that time. Dylan and I talk about this stuff all the time when we're together shooting video. But if we're going and sitting and having a beer or lunch together, Dylan and Jara, his wife, we've been at Thanksgiving together, we don't typically talk about deer hunting. It's crazy. When we're outside of our, this world right here, we're usually talking about something else. Of course, we're in the woods, we're talking about strategy, we're doing that all the time. But when we're out here, Dylan is always around this. And so when we're working together like this, he had a great suggestion. He's like, you talk about inside corner all the time, but what's an inside corner as far as what do people want to hear about? And so it's awesome that Dylan and I can talk about this stuff when we're working and filming together. And it's awesome that we could talk about other stuff, family and whatever, when we're away from this stuff too, in that downtime. So inside corner, I hope you guys can understand this. When deer are moving through here, as opposed to cutting the corner, meaning cutting away from this corner and going through the open field, this used to be all food plot here. We're actually turning it into switchgrass. And you can see what's interesting. I'll show this real quick. North is that way. So we don't get a lot of sunlight right here. It's a lot more shade. So you can see the switchgrass, how it's almost non-existent by the woods here. You can see these little pieces of switchgrass. It's growing, it's a lot shorter. But watch what happens when you get out here and you have more sun. And it gets thicker, it gets taller, and finally we're getting out into switchgrass here. Look at the difference in this switchgrass right here. It's already waist high. We actually planted this the end of June. I smashed it into a bunch of clay soil here and was able to get it in, got some timely rains, smashed it all down with our Kubota RTV, used that as a cultipacker because it's so greasy back here, and didn't have our Packer Max at the property here yet, so it worked out great. But big difference, and the reason we're using that switchgrass is I want the deer to feel comfortable, not just using the inside corner 50 yards back or 40 yards back, but actually using this lane right in here, a movement where they feel comfortable. Obviously, they're very exposed right here. So if we're looking at cruising bucks here, which is a great cruising spot, because we have a finger that stretches out on this point right here, and then there's a saddle. And if the deer want to cross through here, they make an X movement. They're either coming from this way, they're coming from that way, and they're crossing through. They go this edge, and it makes an X movement back here. So the switchgrass, we're bringing the movement out here towards this corner a little bit closer. And you look for inside corners. It's not just in field edges, in ag fields, food plots. Food plot inside corner. We're Negan. We put a stand up there. We'll just call it the Negan stand. I mean, that's easy enough on the other food plot. And that's a big food plot. It's a tight, narrow inside corner all the way in the back, and it's got a big water hole next to it. And that's yet another stand that we're taking advantage of an inside corner. Inside corners take place a lot. Some of my favorite public land, flat, swampy terrain in northern Michigan, the UP of Michigan, involves inside corners of big open marshes, where bucks don't want to travel through the marsh. A lot of times it's a little bit icy and it's difficult walking through. Dylan's been out there. We've had to walk through that ice back and forth for 40 minutes to get out to a blind, but we're hunting the inside of a corner where it's not only a constriction of habitat that they're walking through in a funnel, say a thin line of tamarack, tag alder connecting the big cedar swamp with a spruce swamp, and we're hunting that barbell movement in between. But it also, as that swamp and that spruce swamp juts out, it creates an inside corner of the marsh. So we're not hunting out here, because if the actual swamp edge is like this, and you have thick cover, and you have a thin constriction right here, then I want to hunt here, not out here, because that's where the deer are going to go through. They have that X movement on that inside cover, or inside corner. Inside corner of a swamp could be an inside corner of a clear cut. You have clear cuts out on public land. Instead of hunting alongside the edge of the clear cut, I'd rather hunt the corner of the clear cut, where bucks, instead of going out and cutting the corner of the clear cut, they're making an X movement inside the cover. Give me a remote area down in some public land in Illinois, southern Indiana, southern Ohio, over in Minnesota somewhere, the UP in Michigan. Give me a clear cut where I can hunt that inside corner. It's remote, it's a 45-minute walk in, it's difficult to get to. Maybe a ridge system thrown in where you have to walk up a ridge or down a ridge to get to it, and it's going to be an outstanding spot. But again, it's going back to inside corner. Whether it's an inside corner of a swamp, inside corner of a habitat change, inside corner of a clear cut, inside corner of a food plot, an ag field, switchgrass, whatever it might be, that's where you're going to feature that exit movement, and you can apply that strategy to anywhere. Doesn't matter if it's public land, private land. I'm thankful for Dylan pointing that out, because a lot of times, like I said, you know, I'm making notes when I'm on client properties a lot. Man, that's a great, you know, client asks a question. And that's the whole idea behind these videos. I'm just trying to help people out. And so if it's not helping somebody, if it's not giving advice, then it's no good. But when I'm on a client property, Dylan's not around. So I'm taking notes, creating all these videos, and we're driving out here to shoot some other videos for other topics that are important. And Dylan just said, you know, we really need to talk about the inside corner. So thanks to Dylan. I hope that makes sense. It's something, it's a tactic that it might seem like a basic tactic. I know a lot of people have used it, but it's still, it needs explanation. And it's something I really like for bow hunting, because it puts deer right there, just 20, 30 yards back. We actually have a tree stand back here. I get excited about this stuff. We've had Kermit's been here on this camera. We have a really cool video of Kermit coming up to the mock scrape that's right here. You can see our mock scrape's only like 15 yards in here, in the woods right here. But we have this mock scrape right here. We have the tree stand right back there watching this inside corner. We have trails here, here. We can shoot from the tree stand right over there. Mock scrape. We have a trail camera on it. I can't wait to check it. I'm going to check it and grab the card here really quick. But we're getting good buck movement right here. And we're really putting a lot of strategy into this inside corner. We put a camera here. Not because we expect a lot of summer movement. We're not getting that. But boy, when it gets into fall rut cruising, and deer relating to that ag field, just crossing back and forth through here, maybe going to that water hole down there. I would say last 10 days of October, all the way through November, even early December, they'll hit that water down there. And this will be an outstanding spot, because it's an exit movement on the inside corner. We can set it up for a bow hunting shot. A lot of my bow hunting stands I rifle hunt out of. So we're excited. I'm gonna check this trail camera right now. We'll see what happens, but we'll see what's on there. But Kermit was just here probably 2 weeks ago coming up to this. Beautiful picture walking right up behind. And he had the buck that we call 4.0 in tow right behind him. And those two are buddies. We'll see how long that buddy system lasts. Usually lasts till they get really some testosterone going in September, but especially they're gonna probably pull apart in mid to late October, even if they're close buddies. They've been together all summer, so it's kind of interesting. But enjoy hunting an movement caused by an inside corner, no matter where you hunt, doesn't matter public or private land. We're gonna check the trail camera out, and I'm hoping we see some great movement. But you can bet I can't wait to sit in that tree stand this fall on this inside corner. Well, if you made it to the end of this video, you're obviously interested in whitetail habitat solutions, what I have to teach, and you will love my new web class series. The first one is how to design your whitetail property. It's out now. The link is in the description. I invite you to check it out. It's on my website. Can't wait to hear about it.